Welcome to the Nerd Talk Podcast, nerdy talk for nerdy fans. I'm your host, Remington Kais. Today, obviously, if you guys see the thumbnail, you know what we're discussing. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe movie. Movie is just coming out this weekend. I gave everybody enough time to watch it. This is going to be a spoiler review. So if you have not seen Masters of the Universe in theaters, click off now, because we're going to go into heavy spoilers. So this is just for a discussion of people who have seen Masters of the Universe. All right? I'm going to give you what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, and then I'm going to have other people who have seen the movie give their thoughts on the film itself. So I'll start off with what I really liked about the movie, and then we'll move to the negatives, because I was not a fan of the movie overall. I think it had really strong visuals, and I think it had really cool designs for the characters. Some were throwbacks to like the old 2000s cartoon, other were throwbacks to the comics, and other were throwback to the 80s cartoon. And there was even some references to the Kevin Smith cartoon on Netflix. Those were great. Don't get me wrong. The cameos, the characters, it brought me back to being a little kid again. But it wasn't strong enough for me to actually enjoy the film overall. I think what it needed was to be a little bit more grounded. And when I come to say grounded, I don't mean like grounded in our reality, but like grounded in that fantasy realm, like something like Lord of the Rings, or like, you know, something like fantasy wise, you know. Highlander's another good example. You know, stuff like that. I feel like it leaned too heavy into the comedy, where it was almost like parody in a way. It felt like it was more parody than the scary movie that it was competing against. And I don't know, it just didn't hit right with me. And I understand the original 80s cartoon was silly, right? But if you're going to adapt something to a live action movie, you got to take liberties here. You can have it still be fun and silly like the Thor movies, but there's like a line where you shouldn't cross, and I feel like this movie crossed right into it. Plus, you know, I feel like some of the scenes are very demonic. Like when they're going up into Skeletor's castle, when they have the depiction of Goatman. I don't know. It didn't hit right with me. I was not a big fan of that at all. Let's see. I didn't like that they made He-Man a wuss either. I feel like if you're gonna have a character like He-Man, you really need to have him be a macho, like, guy like Conan the Barbarian or Thor or something like that. You know, have him learn a lesson throughout the movie. Hold on, Lord Quanius. I'll bring you up in a second. Just let me finish my thoughts. I feel like He-Man, they made him too much of a wuss during the movie, and I feel like you should have started him off macho and then learned to be a little bit more softer or something. I did not like the way they portrayed him in this movie. And like even like scenes that they tried to make funny where it was like, let's talk our feelings out. I was like, that just didn't hit well for an action movie. That might work for a Saturday morning cartoon, but it's not going to work for a live action movie. It's supposed to be epic. And like even some of the action scenes, like there was an action scene where he's fighting Skeletor and he does like the Adam West boom pow thing. And I was like, I want some better action. I felt like that was just a little too cheesy for me. I'll bring up Lord Quanius now, but that just, I don't know, it just didn't.
Yo, he was whopping the shit out of him.
Yeah, I was, but it didn't, you know, like I said, some stuff works in a cartoon and other stuff it doesn't work in life. Like, it'd be like watching the Dark Knight movie, and then all of a sudden you see boom, pow, bang, you know? It just, like, the tone was just kind of all over the place. It didn't. To me, it didn't know what it wanted to be. Whether it was going to cater to '80s kids or cater to the new generation. It didn't know because there was like dirty jokes in there, but then there was stuff that was just so silly that you're like, okay, who are you trying to make this movie for?
There, I, look, I have not, I don't have, I wasn't around in the 80s. I only see like clips of it on YouTube of the 87 film.
Mm-hmm.
Heard it didn't live up to live up to its expectations back in 87.
Yeah, I haven't seen the '87 movie in a long time. Maybe I should do a review of that next. I'm just going off from what I remember the '80s cartoon, and then I watched the cartoon that was on Toonami in the early 2000s.
Oh, yeah. That's the one I was in. That was my first introduction to He-Man.
Yeah, so I grew up in that 2000s era, so I was a little kid when the 2001 was on Toonami. I had all the action figures. I had the Battle Cat. I think I might still have my old He-Man figure somewhere around here.
I wish I did. I moved. That's what happened.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the movie? You enjoyed it, right? You were one of the people who enjoyed it.
20. I had the popcorn bucket to prove it.
What are your kind of thoughts? What did you like about the movie?
One, the nostalgia. Two, the action sequences. And three, some familiar faces. And not just some new faces that we didn't see before.
Hmm.
And the fact that Adam grew up to be an HR rep.
You see, I didn't like that. That was one of the elements. The whole him in the real world part. I feel like that was probably the most boring part of the movie.
His mom in the war, his mom's an astronaut who came from Earth
Yeah.
and somehow landed on Eternia.
Hmm. So you like that whole him being in the real world kind of thing?
It was being he had a better life than the door did.
I know a lot of people were criticizing the designs of some of these characters. That was one of the things I actually liked. Was like Skeletor. He looked great. Um, who was the Beast Man? Beast Man looked good.
This man.
Yeah, I like the way Beast Man. People were criticizing the way he looked in the movie, but I thought he looked fine. I feel like the CGI
I'm
was
like,
looking good.
I'm like Beastman didn't take no prisoners. He didn't use his special powers in the film. You know when he controls wildlife.
Yeah.
That would explain those flying griffins.
Yep.
Every time Skeletor and crew get away, he may not have not enough brains up there, but he surely is strong.
Mm. What would you
The
rate the
fact that
movie?
they're not
Oh no, go ahead. Finish your thoughts.
20 out of 10. Elba ironically became the man at arms in this film. And he got knighted on New Year's Eve by the
Yeah,
King of England.
I think he's English. So I don't think can you get knighted if you're not English? I don't know. But yeah, I saw that he was knighted. Was it because of the movie?
Yeah, yeah, he is from England.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. I liked him. He was the highlight. He was one of the people I liked about the movie. I liked his character arc. I liked that they showed him like going through stuff.
He became a wash up,
Mm, yes, sir.
and um,
And and Tila, I didn't expect Tila to be like related and stuff. Crazy.
I would like them to explore the fact that in the next film, if they do have it, she find out the sorceress is her mom.
Mm,
Even though it was established in the Master of the Universe Revelation.
yeah.
Let's see. They put Triclops in the movie, but they didn't do much with them except for shooting.
They didn't do a lot with a lot of the characters, unless they just focused on like the main core, you know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
The fact,
What would you rate the movie?
a 10. Just a whole 10.
Really?
10 out of 10.
See,
I'm gonna
that
tell
just
you why. They took their time with it. They took their time with the film. They ain't just. I know that's not a film that most of us didn't ask for.
hmm
They probably low key did a survey if they were to do a He Man movie. Should they make it live action? They did with Revelation. They gave during the same year they gave us the He Man. During the same year's Revelation.
Yeah.
Only this time everybody was powered up by the power sword.
Do you think this was good transition to for somebody who's like new to the franchise, somebody who's never seen it before?
Yeah. I yeah, showing the kids today this was the hero of our time.
Yeah, I just can't get into the movie. Huh? Can you hear me?
I was introduced to the one from '84. Yeah, I
Yeah.
gotcha. Most of us were introduced to He-Man back in 2002,
Yeah.
and the kids of the day was introduced to the one to two variants of He-Man in the same year,
Hmm.
Revolution and the Netflix show, the other Netflix show. And in that one, later on, Duncan and Tila were not father and daughter in that one,
I like
which
the
kind of threw me
Netflix
off.
one. I like the new Netflix one. It was pretty good.
Oh, I loved it. I ain't seen nothing wrong with it. And the fact that, and this will be the second time they gave He-Man pants.
I know.
I'm like, I was like, the first time it was in the New Adventures of He-Man, but nobody wants to talk about that.
Is that the one from the '90s?
Yeah, he was brought into the future to say he was brought into the future to save the universe from some evil mutants, and Skeletor followed them. It's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Brought into the future to save the universe. You call a hero from the past, which kind of threw me off.
Hmm. So you're gonna give the movie a 10 out of 10? That's crazy.
I said 20 earlier. That's just going overboard.
You didn't think Skeletor was acting off in this movie?
He was just being a dick in the beginning.
Man, there was some stuff in there that just made me feel. Some of those lines he was saying just made me feel outright uncomfortable.
Like what? He was saying some sus things.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I really like how long the sword looks between your thighs." I was like, "What the heck?" I was like, "Who wrote these
Like,
the script? Did he? Like, what is going on?"
I was like, pause. No, did he?
Right? Yeah, I was like, it just made me uncomfortable. I don't know. He said it twice throughout the movie, and it was just like, "Huh, yeah." And I don't know. I felt like the movie was a little bit too long, especially if you're trying to get kids to watch it. I'm like, I don't know. It was a 3-hour movie.
No, it was 2 hours.
Man, I got into the theater at 3 o'clock. My movie started at 3 o'clock. I was not out of there till 6:10. So we got another person
That's
up
if you
here.
don't watch those trailers. Does it take like 30 minutes for like the trailers?
Yeah. Well, I always go like a half hour late so I can like skip the trailers. Hello, welcome Delmar to the podcast.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. What are your
Everybody
thoughts?
saw it this weekend.
What are your
Say it
thoughts?
again,
Go
sir.
ahead.
What'd you say?
He's talking to
I'm
you.
saying everybody. I'm saying everybody and their uncle saw the movie, saw Master of the Universe this weekend.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So Delmar, tell us your thought.
Tell us
Delmar,
my thoughts on the movie.
yeah, tell us your thoughts on the movie.
Okay. So I absolutely loved it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was nostalgic. I liked all the pop culture references. Sorry, my phone keeps moving. Um, so I mean, I thought it was actually a pretty. That's what I'm looking for. Um, I thought it was a pop culture reference movie, particularly for today's individuals, youth, things that we're going through. And I thought that it didn't take itself too seriously. And I think that's why I enjoyed the movie because it didn't try to be something that it wasn't. It
See,
knew it was
I think
campy.
that's my problem with the movie is it doesn't take itself seriously enough. Whereas like I was looking for something like Lord of the Rings, and it gave me something more like Scary Movie.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's a good way to describe it. But I mean, I think it works. You know what I mean?
what were you saying, Lord Quanius? Oh, I don't know.
But
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
don't
I wasn't a big fan of the movie at all. It was probably one of the worst theatrical experiences I've ever had watching a movie. Honestly, at least top 10 worst theatrical experiences.
Which is wild to me because I actually think it was one of the better versions of an 80s property that I've ever seen.
Really, over Transformers?
I'm not gonna say it's over Transformers, but I think it's up there as far as like taking a property that you're like, what? And then making it into like a decent movie that I think people can digest for today's.
My
Um,
biggest issue is it didn't know who they wanted the audience to be. Is it going for the kids that are going to buy the toys, or is it going for the '80s kids? And I feel like it either needed to go harder, so it was more of a harder PG-13 movie, or it needed to stay a kids movie. It's one of those movies that it rides the line. It doesn't know where it's going. You
and
know?
the fact that Tila called Cringer a pussy, I'm like, yo, this is a kids movie. This is supposed to be kids to watch this. Well, who gives a shit anymore?
but I like that it toes the line like that because it's not just for kids; it's for us too, and we grew up. You know what I mean? So like, we need some of those more adult jokes.
Yeah, I know, but it's just I don't know. There's just something about it. Like even like them going to Earth, it was like probably the biggest drag of the movie. Everybody could agree on that, right? and I feel like it tries too much to stay relevant by being politically correct every step of the way. And it just needed to be like breathe a little bit and go with the flow. It's worried too much that it's gonna offend everybody. I mean, there's a lot of times where He-Man is just like over excusing himself. And I'm just like, man, just live, like just go on. Like nobody's questioning this right now. People are here to have a good time. Don't bring politics into it. I mean, it was like even the ending fight scene, right? When you think he's about to go epic, and he's like, "Can we just talk this out?" I was like, "Come on!" I just want everyone's here to see a big fight scene. We don't want to see He-Man be a wuss the entire movie. Like,
I think that's what makes it work, though, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you think about He-Man, I mean, think about it. He-Man is like the manliest, manly man. You know what I mean? When you think about
Right.
80s He-Man, you think manly man.
When I think
And
about 80s He-Man, I think of Conan the Barbarian.
right, like he is like the biggest, strongest, muscular,
Yeah.
But I think it makes it funny.
But it worked after 42 years. The most generic name ever.
I think it works in the fact that you got this man. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay. I think it works in the fact that you got this guy, you expect him to be manly, and he's kind of, not to say he's not manly, but like he's kind of the new version of what manliness is. You're supposed to be, showing your emotions, or you're supposed to be in touch with your emotions and things like that. And I think it's kind of funny. He's got like the power of a god, but he's trying to talk it out with people. But I mean, he still does fight.
Absolutely killed it for me. That was the nail in the coffin. It was the nail in the coffin.
I thought it was funny.
I think it would have been funny if they had done it earlier in the movie, but not for the final fight scene. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Okay, are we talking spoilers here, or are we just giving a straight review?
Full spoilers. Full spoilers.
Okay, all right. So when the sorcerer said, "Hey, I chose you because you are empathetic and you are, the embodiment of humanity and things like that," I think it kind of works in the fact that he kept true to his personality throughout the movie. He didn't try to be who he wasn't.
I would agree with you if they had done it earlier when he first confronted Skeletor, right?
Okay.
When he first walks in there and the dad is there, I would give it to you for that. But the final fight scene, when you're finally getting to him, and then the fight itself, they decided to take it into some Adam West Batman territory, and not even give us a real fight scene. They give us like the boom pow slow mo. I was like, what are we watching? Like, is this a kids movie or is this made for us? Because I'm like, I came here to see He-Man kick Skeletor's ass, but in like a barbarian kind of sense, right?
Right.
For Adam West Batman. And like I was telling Lord Quantronius earlier today, if you came in to go see, you just saw The Dark Knight, right? And then The Dark Knight Rises comes in and he starts doing boom, pow, zam. You're going to be disappointed.
I would have been pissed.
Right.
The last time I went to a movie that disappointed me was Madam Web, the worst piece of cinema I've ever seen. And I stand by it. I don't give a fuck.
I didn't watch it, but I heard it was bad.
Yeah. That's all the good
now,
stuff
Sydney
because
Sweeney,
of legal reasons. All the good stuff with like Spider-Man stuff that was like in there, they cut it out.
There was which made no goddamn sense. I did my house made it solid. I'm like, if you want to watch it online where you can watch free movies, do that. But don't waste your money at the cinema.
Right.
Because that movie sucked.
So Delmar, what are some other stuff that you liked about the movie?
I thought the characters were pretty spot on for what you saw from the actual cartoon. I
Mhm.
mean, it, I think the fact that again you're seeing all of these fantastical creatures, this fantastical world. I thought they did a good job of setting it up and making you believe like Eternia is this crazy place that these people with these fantastic powers and magic and sorcery, but also technology live.
Mhm.
So I kind of like that aspect.
There's a couple things I wish they had added into the movie, and I think it would have made the movie a little bit better for me. Is they kind of skipped over Skeletor's origin about
I agree with that.
how he's supposed to be the brother to the king. I mean, that would have
Right,
added some like Lion King kind of drama
right,
to the
right. I
movie.
agree.
If you showed the reason why he's taking over, they just skip right over it. And I don't know if they're
Right,
trying to save it for the sequel or they just felt like, oh, we're gonna just like make this for the people who like saw the TV show, so we're just gonna skip over it. But like that's something straight out of the DC Comics version from the '80s. Like it's like an essential backstory, and I feel like it
right.
would have added that drama we needed in the movie. But I feel like they were trying too much to be cheesy and focus on like, well, the cartoon was cheesy, so we're gonna make this movie cheesy, and it's I don't know, it just didn't work. But I'll give it to you, the designs of the characters were really good, spot on, and the best effects were on Skeletor.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, yeah. They did a great job.
the fact that I could believe that was a real person and they're
Yeah,
not a CGI. I mean, there was a couple times where like the CGI is a law, but for the most part, you're like, oh man, that's got to be makeup or something, you know? And it's just motion capture. That's crazy.
yeah. It was pretty cool. I like the fact his eyes would light up. I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, that was cool. I did not like all the gay jokes with him. I did not because it's not set up. If they had set up from the beginning, like, okay, this guy is a a little gay, I think it would have worked for me, but I'm like, they're just doing gay jokes because that's what like people assume from the cartoon, And like
You know what character I expected a little bit more out of that I didn't get?
what?
Evelyn.
Okay, yeah, she was just kind of like the sarcastic person there.
Right, right.
Now you know
I
what would have
liked
been
her.
funny if they had set up that she was trying to get Skeletor's attention, and then he was doing the
Okay.
gay jokes. I feel like that would have worked, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
But there was just
yeah.
so many missed opportunities when I'm watching this movie.
I thought it
You
was
wanna
more
know why
like. Go ahead, my man.
Skeletor was jealous of his brother? His birthright was stolen. The only reason being because he and Randor's dad didn't want the people of Eternals to know that Kelvin was a bastard. They didn't want them to know.
And he's supposed to be the rightful king.
Like,
He's supposed to be the rightful heir to the throne.
he is the rightful heir.
That's what I'm
He
saying. That,
he was born. Kelvin was born out of wedlock.
yeah.
I think they're gonna set it up in the
It's
sequel if it gets the sequel.
I think it will. I think it'll do good on when it gets to like Prime Video. I think a lot more people will go watch it. It's not like it's doing terrible in theaters. It still what it had like a $40 million domestic opening weekend. That's not bad, you know. I know it needs to make
I had to
like
get the red cup. The drink sales were gone before I got a chance to get one.
it'll make its
So I
money
just
back on
decided to get
toy
the
sales for sure. Because
I'm hoping so.
those popcorn buckets were completely sold out the day of the movie premiere.
Yeah, a friend of mine tried to get one.
I 15 apiece.
You're cutting out, Lord
Squeeze
Punch on you. You're cutting out.
Are you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah.
I was saying when I went there for the Thursday night show,
Hmm.
it was like after 4 o'clock when I went there. They had the popcorn buckets, 15 apiece, and the Gray Skull popcorn bucket with cup,
Hmm.
40.
I like they had the Skeletor throne. I wanted to get that, but it was sold out.
My buddy got the Skeletor. I guess it might have been what you're talking about, but the eyes light up.
Yeah,
He got that, and then the Sword of Power cups, they
yeah,
were all sold out.
yeah, completely gone.
Fun. Hopefully, when I go back to the movies this week, I can get one.
There was a couple other things I really didn't like that killed the movie for me. I know definitely
Okay,
him
the
being on
gate,
Earth. Him being on Earth was
Adam
probably
being a
the weak
he
spot.
thought.
What happened?
Let's see. Another. I'm gonna take a guess. What? There's a few moments in the movie that made you uncomfortable. The gay jokes. The the fact Adam is an HR rep.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Let's see. Just like in the cartoon, he didn't have to use fisticuffs to solve a problem.
Right, and I feel like they could have
Damn.
brought that in a different way. I don't know. You could have cut the whole stuff of him on Earth, and it wouldn't have changed the movie. You know, I mean, other than that
Well,
Skeletor scene at the end, I mean, it really wouldn't have.
well, I don't know everybody's ages on the podcast, but I'm in my 40s, so when I watched He-Man, I remember the 1987 movie with Dolph
Yeah,
Lundgren,
yeah,
and that one was kind of like that was pretty serious. It wasn't like kiddie, and a lot of people didn't like the fact that I watched a video on it recently, and a lot of people didn't like the fact that they weren't on Eternia. So I
right.
think in this movie, they made sure that people saw Eternia and they spent a lot of time in Eternia
Hmm.
and they spent a little bit of time on Earth instead of like in the 87 movie, they spent a lot of time on Earth and you didn't really see Eternia.
Yeah, I just wish that they could have had him go to Earth, right? But they spent way too much time on Earth for me. I feel like all the stuff with like him on the date and like him in the office. I mean, it was to me again. It was a lot of that PC humor that I was just like rolling my eyes at. You know, I wasn't big on it. It just felt like unnecessary filler in an already long movie. You know,
This
and I
is
think
the
like,
first.
when you're
I
watching
would
like those
say about
Marvel
30
movies.
minutes into the film.
What happened?
It was like 30 minutes. It's just 30 minutes of Adam being in the office,
Yeah.
going on an adventure with his roommate.
I don't know. Like when you watch those Marvel movies,
Fantastic.
they get right to the action. You know, you're not spending too much time on the filler stuff. You know, and I feel like they didn't do
Fantastic.
enough of that. And when they did, it was just disappointing. You know, I really wasn't feeling this movie. And the craziest thing is I went in wanting to love the movie. I was telling everybody like, oh, we had a huge watch party to go see them. We had 10 people with us. You know,
So how many of your watch party actually liked the movie?
my oldest brother who grew up on He-Man, he's 15 years older than me. He grew up on the 80s He-Man. I grew up on the 2000s He-Man. And then all the little kids that were with us liked it. The three little
Okay.
kids that were with us. My dad, who was more of a Conan fan, Conan the Barbarian. My nephew, who's like 2 years younger than me, and then my brother, who's a couple of years younger than me. We all didn't like it.
So it's kind of split.
It was kind of split, yeah. Like, but my older brother, who like really grew up on that, like, he was like in awe the whole time. So
I think I feel like your brother.
I don't fault people who like it. It's just, man, it literally like I couldn't get into it. I could not get into it. And I wanted to love it, and I feel like if if they had done a different approach where they were doing something, you could do the silly stuff and still have it grounded, you know.
Right.
And I feel like it wasn't grounded enough for me.
Yeah,
It felt like,
I'm gonna be right back. Just give me a minute. I'll be back.
right. It felt like I'm just gonna put it in the back. It felt like the stuff that I wanted to be serious, they weren't taking seriously. It was just a joke, you know? And they did it like one too many times where I was like, okay, I'm just frustrated. I'm looking for something that they're not giving me, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot like people seeing the new Scary Movie. You know, we're going in there with like, okay, the trailer promised this, and we're getting something that the trailer's not giving us, you know?
I got you. Well, let me ask you this.
Movie could be taken seriously, but like, I don't know. They didn't feel like that was their plan from the beginning. Like you had these old executives who didn't even like He-Man in the first place. And like, okay, we're gonna do what's gonna sell the most toys, you know?
I mean, okay, so for me, 80s, 90s, that's my era. That's when I grew up. I'm a huge Power Ranger fan, He-Man, like that's my job, man. I just bought a bunch of Power Ranger figures yesterday. So like when I think about those movies, I think those movies and shows were so fantastical and so just out there that I think when you try to be serious, like I'm gonna take the 2017 Power Ranger movie, right?
Oh, that's a bad example. That is a bad example.
I'm gonna take it because it tried to be serious. It tried to be serious. It tried to be grounded, and it didn't. Well, now I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I love that movie, but it didn't work for everybody. It didn't work for everybody.
I don't think it being serious was the issue with that. I think that's one of those things that they went too far. They went too far serious. They need to bring it up a little bit in terms of like the suits were just a little too off-brand, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You could do a serious Power Rangers and still have like a Thor Ragnarok kind of feel, you know? Thor Ragnarok is serious when it needs to be and jokey when it needs to be. And I feel like Power Rangers is a really bad example because like that one took it so far serious that it was like, okay, we're losing the essence of Power Rangers, you know?
And so that's what I'm saying. Like when I go back to Master of the Universe. So for me, I'm like, okay, I see exactly what they did. They're gonna make sure that this movie is not too serious. This movie is meant to sell toys. This movie is meant to be nostalgic for fans who grew up on He-Man. And they're gonna make sure that they get all the right things that us as like 80s and 90s babies that watch this, we're gonna get all those references. And like maybe if you're a newer fan of He-Man, it may not be for you, or if you watch He-Man later on, it may not be for you, but I think it was for our age group to really say, hey, this is He-Man for you guys.
I think had it been where he was a strong macho dude in the beginning and has to learn to be sensitive through the end as part of the origin of He-Man, it might have worked for me better. But I feel like you can't have a character like He-Man and start him off as a wuss. You know what I mean? It just it was not vibing for me.
I got you.
Because Kamen Rider.
I was about to say, man, look at Kamen Rider.
This Shin Kamen Rider.
I love it.
Thank you. Got this from Johnny B. Props. Just like my Sunman suit.
I wanted me to put the Sunman suit up here. Let me bring it up. This is him in his Sunman suit, guys. Lord Control.
Oh.
I looked it up. Nobody was wearing Sunman. I'm gonna change that.
Did you wear that to the movie?
I wish I did.
I know with the Captain
I
America
picked it
movie,
up
I have full
earlier.
Captain America gear.
I'll probably wear it on. Probably wear the full attire on Saturday because I was gonna do like a. I was gonna go to like a comic book event
Hmm.
free in the city, free to the public.
So,
I gotta wait.
oh, go ahead.
I just had to wait for my green trunks and the red boots to go with my costume.
So, Delmar,
Other than that,
okay.
it's
So
done.
what do you think could have what did you not like about the movie?
Um, let's see. What did I not like about the movie? I didn't like that. Okay, so I agree with you about the Keldor storyline. I
Yeah,
would have liked the Keldor storyline because I think that makes Skeletor a more interesting villain
right.
as to why he is a villain. Other than in the movie, he just said, like towards the end, he's like, "Oh, I'm just bad,"
Yeah,
basically. Like okay, I kind of chuckled at it, but one thing that really like pulled me back into He-Man was the Kevin Smith series that's on Netflix,
right. Yeah.
and I enjoy the storytelling in those shows, and I'm like, okay, add some of that in because that will give He-Man a little bit more substance.
Well, they referenced it in the movie. I don't know if you caught the Easter egg with it. They kill Moss Man the same way that they do it in the Netflix show, like the exact same way.
I
Yo,
Like
didn't
that
pay
was some
attention to it.
bullshit.
it was ripped right from the Netflix show.
I didn't even pay attention. I need to rewatch and look.
You
That was
could literally
dirty.
compare the scenes back to back. Because someone did a YouTube comparison of the two, and it's literally like shot for shot from the Netflix show.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. So it's like little Easter eggs
You
like
see,
that I got into. It's I don't know. To me, the story didn't work, and the PC stuff really turned me off from it. I want my heroes to be heroes without having to be politically correct. I don't want to see Superman getting sued for saving somebody from a tree. You know?
Well, if you kind of look at some of the newer versions of some of our heroes, like the new Superman movie last year, he kind of was a more PC than Henry Cavill. You know what I mean? Like to me, I like Henry Cavill Superman. I love him. I like that
I like him.
serious,
I
dark
like him.
tone.
I like him as Elseworld Superman. I do not like him as main universe Superman.
Oh, I loved it because I always thought Superman was sometimes too campy.
I
So
like
I
the
liked him
campiness.
darker. I liked him edgier. I like that. But I'm not going to say that Superman last year, 2025, wasn't bad. I liked the movie. So I'm going to go with it. But I
See, I
prefer
like
Cavill.
I like DC comics when they're campy. I like that medium, like that Justice League tone. Like you ever seen the show Justice League, the cartoon?
Hmm.
I like that kind of where it's like campy, but it's like grounded.
Right.
And I really fell in love with James Gunn's Superman. I'm not gonna lie. And I liked Man of Steel the first couple times I saw it until they said this is our main universe Superman, and then I was like, oh, this is not like when I walked out of Man of Steel. I go, man, that was like an interesting take on Superman, you know. And then I found out, okay, we're doing more of this, and I was like, oh no, I just want it to be the interesting take on Superman. I don't want, you know. Um, But that said, I did like the Zack Snyder movies. I did enjoy them all. I didn't like the main universe though.
I
I
understand.
I I like that we're gonna have the Batman, the Brave and the Bold, and then we got Matt Reeves Batman. You know what I mean? For whatever side you want to go on.
I don't know. I'm kind of scared of how they're going to do Batman in James Gunn's universe because Batman is supposed to be dark and brooding, and I don't know if they're gonna nail it, man. I'm sorry, I don't know.
I didn't like Matt Reeves Batman. Did
What?
not
That movie's great.
absolutely. That's another one I walked out of it. Did not like it.
nope. I could ask three other people that I know right now how they feel about the Batman. I mean, it wasn't terrible.
To me, it felt like the Dark Knight movie, but like the Timu version of the Dark Knight. It felt like it was trying too hard to emulate the Dark Knight success.
Well, I think one thing
Robert
I liked about
Pattinson
that movie. Go ahead, my man. My man. Go ahead.
Robert Pattinson been doing this for a minute. I mean, he did a okay job as Bruce Wayne. Okay, I'm not saying he's S tier, but he's like B tier if anything.
Hey, and I don't mind if we don't agree. That's why I like having people on here that don't agree with me. It's a good discussion, you
I
know.
know we going off topic just a little bit, but what do y'all feel about Dreamer being the new Wonder Woman?
Who? I can't hear you.
Dreamer is Nina Noah from Supergirl.
I don't know.
She became the new Wonder Woman.
I didn't know we had another new Wonder Woman.
Hey, I hadn't heard about it yet. I know they had some speculations, but I didn't know they picked somebody.
I was like, yo, when they said they was gonna have a trans Wonder Woman, it threw me for a loop. I'm like, yo, what the? I'm like, they
So
better
first
not
I'm hearing
give Princess Diana a song. That's all I gotta say. Don't do it.
But anyways, Delmar, you were going on about the Dark Knight
Oh,
or
I was
Batman?
just saying. I was just saying, like I like the Batman movie, but you asked about what I didn't like about Masters of the Universe. Basically, like I said, I wish they had went a little bit more into the story about Skeletor, do a little bit of his backstory because he's so integral to you know everything, and so I think that would have maybe enhanced the movie.
I think it could have really made it like The Lion King, or even like a Black Panther per
I
se.
agree. I can see that.
Um, I like the music. The soundtrack in the movie is really good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff. I
Quatronis
can
is
find
cracking me up.
some redeeming qualities about the movie. It just was not for me. It reminded me of like when I went to go see Transformers 4, right? And Transformers 4 is another one that was just a little too goofy for me.
Hey, I didn't like four. I
They literally
I
have
didn't
the
like four.
worst product placement I've ever seen in a movie. Mark Wahlberg gets smacked back into a Budweiser truck, grabs a Bud Light, drinks it, and goes, "That was refreshing," and goes back and fights aliens. That is a real scene from this movie. It reminded me of like the Wayne's World movie where they're doing all the product placement. I'm like, this is like they used to joke about this, and here it is in the real movie. But overall, I don't know. I know a lot of people are gonna like this movie, And what I have a smart friend that tells me all the time. He knows if the movie's gonna be good if I don't like it.
So this one's gonna do really well, then I guess.
Probably, I'll tell you a big movie that I disagree with everybody on is I really like the 2015 Fantastic Four movie. I really love that movie. I saw it 9 times in theaters. 9
Oh
times.
my
I
no!
own 6 copies of it on Blu-ray.
Oh
6,
no!
6
No!
copies.
No! No! No!
6.
My friend, I'm sorry. That is one of the worst comic book movies I have ever watched.
See, it's in my top 10.
Oh my God! No! 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 No!
It's one of those things. I see it at the store, and I always buy a copy because I'm not sure if I have it at home.
If I could find every copy of that movie and erase it from the timeline, I would.
Listen, I think they would be a good idea for Marvel to bring Miles Teller back and make him the Maker. MCU. I think it would be great.
if they can redeem those characters, I'll be okay. But that is a movie was just didn't hit, man. It just didn't hit.
See, for the same reasons I hate this movie, Masters of the Universe, is the same reasons why I love that Fantastic Four movie. It's honestly like the whole it's clobbering time being from abuse. Like I mean, like that was like I don't know. Like I feel like it's like genius.
Like what? and like they like barely. I mean, you maybe saw them use their powers for what 5 minutes of the movie, maybe 5 minutes.
They were setting up for that in the sequel.
Oh my gosh, no, bro. It's a Fantastic Four movie, man. You wait till the end of the movie, and we got like 5 minutes, and then they beat Doctor Doom so quickly, and it was kind of like, what? Like, what is this? Like,
So I did a movie with Miles Teller like shortly after he had filmed that movie, right? And he told me that like the production studio would come over during like when they would go home for the night and they would change stuff and they'd come back to the set and the thing that they just shot, the costumes would be different, the set would be different. He said it was a mess.
And what we got to me was a mess because when I went to go watch that movie, I literally got like halfway through the movie and I was like, man, what is this? Like, this is not the Fantastic Four. And I'm not saying that it needs to be campy and I need, but like, when are we going to see them use their powers? Like, I'm sitting here waiting, saying, okay, when are we going to see them use their powers? When are we going to see them use their powers? 5 minutes before the end of the movie. Okay, they're fighting Doctor Doom. Okay, maybe we're going to get a little something. That's it. And I'm like, what did I just watch? This is not Fantastic Four.
I saw it 9 times in theaters.
God.
9.
You're the only reason that movie's relevant, man.
I thought, and not only that, I didn't like the MCU Fantastic Four. Could not stand
What?
it. Did
That
not
was a
like
good
it.
movie.
Did not like it.
I like that movie.
Oh man, I did not like it.
I thought that
I
was
know
a
you
great
think I'm
movie.
trolling right now, but I really I made a whole video on why the 2015 Fantastic Four movie was better than Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh my god. Okay. No.
I legit made a 20-minute video about why.
I'm gonna have to watch this video and I'm going to troll the piss out of you because there is no way you're gonna tell me that you can't. I'm sorry.
Seriously,
You can't tell me
the
Fantastic Four from 2015 is better than Guardians.
The year that movie came out, I made a whole video. Why are people going to go see Guardians? Fantastic Four is the better movie. Did a whole video on it.
Put that out today. That'll go viral. People will be like, what the hell is this dude talking about?
And I will stand on that hill. I will stand on that hill.
Okay. Hey, man. Look, more power to you. You can like that movie, but that is the one movie that I can honestly say if I needed toilet paper and it was between Charmin and the 2015 Fantastic Four movie, I'm using the 2015 Fantastic Four movie to wipe my tail.
Come on, it wasn't that bad. I think the only criticism I had of it was if you're going to make the Human Torch black, you might as well go make Invisible Woman black. You got to go all the way. And they wanted to go like halfway with it. Like, we want to have a black character, but we don't want to have it make sense. You know?
It's okay. I'm gonna tell you the one thing that totally just makes that movie just bad. Who wants to see a naked Thing? The Thing is naked, bro.
There are people in this world that want to see a naked Thing.
No.
There's a reason why Mallrats says, "What is under the Thing's pants?" They asked Stan Lee in the movie Mallrats, there's a reason. People want to know.
I'm like, so then I'm watching this and I'm like, how does this guy pee? Because there was nothing there. So how do you pee? How you pooping? I mean, because you're walking around, you don't have a penis, you don't have a butt crack. Like, bro, like what's going on?
Osmosis.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know,
Wow, man.
but hey, so I only reference that for you guys when you guys see like, just because I don't like this movie does not mean other people are not gonna like it. Because you know, there's plenty of movies that I like that other people don't like. You know, and I don't know. It just didn't work for me at all.
I look, after this, I need you to send me a link to that video and I want to watch it and I want to hear your thought process of why you thought the 2015 Fantastic Four was better than Guardians. I just got to watch it. I'm
I think
sorry.
it made my number one list that year of movies that came out.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure it made my number one pick.
I can't believe it. I'm
At
sorry,
least
bro.
made my number one pick of best comic book movies that year.
Oh my
At least
God.
made number one pick for that.
I need to Google what came out that year because I know there was way better movies that came out than
I
that.
think it was comic book movies 2015. Ant-Man, Age of Ultron.
Oh,
I hated Ant-Man. I absolutely hate Ant-Man. That is like one of the worst comic book movies I've ever seen in my life.
it's not the best, but it's decent. It's better than Fantastic Four.
No, that is one movie that like I saw one time and I was like, I do not get the hype of this. I like the character himself. I do not like the movie.
I like the movie. Now, I mean, I mean, I could see your problems with the movie, but I'm sorry, I just can't see it being better than Fantastic Four, man.
And I didn't like Kingsman. Kingsman was out that year. Did not like Kingsman.
Was that the first Kingsman?
First Kingsman. Yep.
Okay, that movie was pretty good. It's okay.
I didn't like it. And Age of Ultron. I really don't like Age of Ultron. I only like the beginning, and then Age of Ultron's another reason it relates to this because the same reason why I don't like Age of Ultron is the same reason why I don't like Master of the Universe. It is too campy and doesn't know when to take itself serious.
I mean, I would probably say out of all the Avengers movies, I would say the Age of Ultron is the weakest, but I'm not gonna say it's bad. If that
That's the
makes
only
sense.
one. If somebody asks, like, what's a Marvel movie you could skip? It would be that and Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't stand Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh my God, Guardians was great, man. I don't know how you didn't like
I
Guardians.
love the second Guardians of the Galaxy. The first one, could care less for it.
I actually like Guardians 3.
I love Guardians 3 as well.
I like
Love
Guardians 3.
But
So
the first one, man, they end it with a dance off. Like,
but that's what makes it great, man. Come on.
that pissed me off.
That's what made it great.
It's like Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts was so good, and then they wanted to end it with the power of friendship. And I'm like, what is going on?
I mean, come on, man. It's an anime trope, bro. Power of friendship. Come on, Naruto. Talk no jutsu.
I don't like Naruto either. Where's my Naruto? I have a Naruto comic over here somewhere, but I'm not a Naruto fan at all. I think it's like, where is it? I usually have them right over here because it's like this is all my area, but I can't find it right now. I have Naruto meets the Ninja Turtles.
Okay, so I didn't read that comic, but I saw some scenes from it. It looks pretty cool.
Probably the best thing to come from Naruto in the last 10 years.
It looks pretty cool.
Naruto and all that. It was way better than any of that stuff. But
hey, man, listen, I'm thinking, I'm hoping with some of the setups that Masters of the Universe did, that it's going to get a sequel. I think, like you said, I think you made a good point about how I think it's going to make us money on Prime Video and the toy sales and just that nostalgia that people are feeling right now.
As much as I don't like the movie, I do want to get some action figures based off the movie. I think the visuals are great.
See?
I think I got to get me one of the Man at Arms figures. You know what I mean? Anytime we got like a brother up there that's like a superhero, I got to get it.
Oh man, Idris Elba killed that role. He was one of my favorite characters in the movie.
See, I can agree with that. I loved him in the movie. Absolutely
Yeah,
loved him.
he was a good character.
Um,
He was a good character.
and did you see they're re-releasing the classic line of He-Man figures, like the old mold, for promotion of the movie?
No, I didn't see that. That's kind of cool. I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to get some of those.
yeah, man, they look just like the '80s figures.
Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna have to get some of those.
And I only know my older brother has every single figure from the original line
Oh wow.
on his shelf. He's got all the original GI Joes, Ninja Turtles, and Masters of the Universe. All
Okay,
those.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, man. He was like a major collector. So
That's cool.
he had it all. And like the original Castle Grayskull and all that, man, I'm telling you.
Man, I'm telling you, like, if I knew what I know now, a lot of those toys, when we're kids, you don't think about
Yeah.
it. You're just like, whatever. But now, I mean, that stuff is like worth some money, man.
So I had one of those big Castle Grayskull play sets that were like I mean, it was like a huge like play set. Like it had like the dungeon and all that and all stuff. Man, that went to Goodwill a long time.
That's what I'm saying, man. You know what I'm saying? You're just playing with this stuff as a kid and you're just like, whatever. But now it's like, dang, I wish I had kept that. Or, man, why did my parents just keep it away from me?
I had the Rescue Hero Navy base, right? That thing was like this big, huge Navy base. And I'd play with my Kmart knockoff GI Joes. Dollar bin.
I was a big Ghostbusters fan. I'm still a huge Ghostbusters
Love
fan.
Ghostbusters.
But like I had like the Proton Pack and I had the Firehouse and I had all that stuff, man. And I wish if I just get that stuff in me.
So funny enough, my mom was a dance teacher, right? And one year they did Ghostbusters for like they had like a boys class where it was just like a mix of all dances, and we for the recital they do like one big thing. So we did Ghostbusters one year. So one of the parents made like the proton packs for everybody. So
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You have to have. Do you have pictures of it?
I have to find them. I have them somewhere.
Okay, you have to show. I like to see that, man. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was. That was the good thing about having a mother that was like doing like dance stuff like that. You always got like the props after.
That's cool.
I think one year we did Scooby Doo, and I got to keep like the dog house that we had. It was like you could like use it as a clubhouse and stuff. It was cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So let me ask you this quick question. Like, so with Masters of the Universe, if they do a sequel, which I hope it does, what do you want to see from the sequel?
I don't mind them joking. Okay, let me make this clear for everybody watching. Cause I know y'all gonna call me a hater. I don't mind the joking, but they need to keep that down a little bit, tone it down just a little bit, and look at stuff like Thor Ragnarok, or look at stuff like Avengers Endgame or Infinity War, where it had joking, but it knew when to be serious, right?
Right.
I would like He-Man to be a little bit more serious. You can still do the jokes, but it just needs a little bit keep on track. And actually have a story that's not just trying to sell toys. I'd like to see something that's like makes sense, Add the backstory to Skeletor. Add the motivation other than him being silly and can't fight, because that really pissed me off. I want to see some good fight scenes. Why you go to a movie like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, you're like, oh, this is gonna have top-notch action scenes. Maybe look at what Peter Jackson did with Lord of the Rings. Maybe look at some of these other movies that were more successful and try to emulate it in their own style. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated story. You can simplify the story and still make it fun to watch. I feel like the first one was overcomplicated with what they were trying to like put out, and then they made it almost like a parody. Like, oh, whatever, I would like them to take the He-Man character a little more seriously.
Well, I think with those post-credit scenes, which I'm glad that they put those in there. because
Mhm.
I was really excited. I'm like, okay, cool. I can't wait to see Shira if we get it. Hopefully, we'll see Hordak in the in the Horde, and hopefully we will get. I think they're pushing more towards He-Man, kind of learning how to become He-Man or be He-Man. You know
Right.
what I mean? So I think we're gonna get that more in the second movie. I think this movie was definitely like a decent setup for this universe. So I'm hoping that that's what we're getting the second movie. I really hope we get a second movie because I enjoyed it enough that I want to see more.
I think we'll get a second movie on a smaller scale. I don't think we're getting Jared Leto back.
Hmm.
He wasn't even invited to. He didn't even get an invite to the red carpet. Did you hear about
What?
that?
Why? No.
Because they didn't think anybody would recognize who he was. Because he was in full
Oh,
Skeletor, and he was pissed.
I
Rightfully
bet
so, he
so.
was pissed. And so, yeah, they didn't give him an invite.
That's dumb. Why would you do that?
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's stupid. Oh,
And he wasn't invited on the press tour for the movie at all.
oh, that's no. You got to
Yeah.
do that. Like, come on. How you drop the ball?
I don't know. For the second movie, do you think we're gonna get Snake Men for the third one? You think they're setting up Snake Men?
I mean, they still have a lot of things that they could still, you know, do. I mean, because the Master of the Universe is, pretty expansive, and
Yeah.
I think there's still a lot of stories that they can tell. So I don't know, man. That's a good question. I really think they're gonna try to make Hordak like the big bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he's gonna kind of be like a Thanos type of villain.
I can see that. I can see that. Oh, that was another thing that pissed me off. I'm glad you brought up She-Ra. That just brought another thing up to me. Why didn't they set up in the beginning that She-Ra was there? You could have
Because
introduced that to the audience.
bro, they didn't want to do that because that would have took away from He-Man. They
But you
wanted to
could
make
you
this
could have
about
just showed
He-Man.
a baby or something, or like another kid, and then had her get kidnapped without having to mention the name. You know what I mean?
No, I also think in the second movie we're gonna have her set up of like, oh, well, she was taken by Hordak and da 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 da, and that's why she hasn't been there. And
Yeah.
I think if she was in the movie, she's gonna be more of that hardcore hero
Yeah.
because of her upbringing, and He-Man's gonna have to, they're gonna play off each other like that.
I hope so. I want to see He-Man be a badass. I really that really hurt me watching this and like going like dude the lot that literally that killed the movie for me when he was like, "Can we talk this out?" I was like, "What? What?"
I loved it. I thought it was so funny because I mean, you got this guy that's basically got the powers of a god. It's like, yo, bro, we ain't got to do this. Can we just talk it out? And he's like,
And
and
you know the director knew it was a silly scene because they even have Skeletor look at the camera when he does it. And he goes, what? I literally said in the theater, I go, yeah, Skeletor, that's how I feel too.
Skeletor pulled a Deadpool. Like, y'all see this?
You're right. And I'll tell you, the other line that killed me from Skeletor, it really killed me. And I was like, I can't believe they put this in there. He used the line twice about He-Man having that long sword between his thighs.
Oh, he did say.
He said it twice. He didn't say it just once. They knew what they were doing. I said, who wrote the script? Did he? Sean Combs in the credits, like, oh, hey man, I really like that long sword between your thighs. I was like, what?
Oh man, but see, that's why I'm laughing, man, because it was funny.
If they set it up where he was like not giving that girl Evelyn attention, right? If they set it up, because they even set up like He-Man getting like friend zoned, right? Like that was a big moment because everyone thought he was gonna go kiss the girl, and he gets friend zoned, right? You could have set up that the Skeletor was like, going that way.
Which, you know what, I do now. I will say this: I did like the fact that we're not getting like romance, because sometimes movies overdo that, and I like the fact that there's no romance, and I'm cool with that.
I think it was like, well, it was like a fake out because they set up like, oh, she was like, oh, I like his muscles. They
I
set
see
up like
that.
there was some kind of thing.
I
And
can
I
see
was
that.
like, well, maybe they'll build it up in the sequel, you know?
And you know, right? Maybe in the future, maybe they, like you said, like they may get together. But I like the fact that the first movie is not about them just getting together. I think that
Right. Right. I wasn't totally upset about that. I didn't like the way they did it. I think they could have done it a different way because it kind of felt like, oh man, like there was that, you could tell there was chemistry there. And it's just like, nah, we're just friends. Like, oh, dear, I felt that, man. I felt you right there.
I felt it too. I was like, ooh, like every guy's like, oh, we've been there. Oh, God.
See, I'm glad we can like have this conversation. Like we're on two sides of the spectrum when it comes to this movie, but there's still some stuff we really liked about it, you know?
Yeah, you know, and I think it's okay because, you know, I don't expect everybody to like every movie. You know, everybody can have their own opinions. But again, I think if there's enough commonalities that even you're like, hey, I didn't like it, but I'm okay for a sequel. I want to see a sequel.
Right.
Let's see
I
where
would
it
go.
goes.
It wasn't so bad where I wouldn't watch another one, depending on how the first trailer comes. Because if they have that first one, he's like all flamboyant and doing all kinds of. I'm like, man, this ain't gonna be He-Man. You know, it's like Transformers 2. Transformers 2 with the N-word bots. I don't want to say it on camera because I got sponsors watching. The N-word bots there. I don't know. I was just like, oh man, you know what I'm talking
Listen,
about, right?
I know exactly what you're talking about. And honestly, I hated Transformers 2. I did
Yeah,
not like that movie.
yeah.
I
That
hate
that
that
one
movie.
missed the mark. That was another one that missed the mark.
Bad,
Transformers 2
bad.
was so bad I didn't watch Transformers 3.
Now, I know you didn't watch 3, but I actually like 3. You might like 3 if you go back and watch it, because I like 3. I like 1 and 3. I don't like 2.
I've skipped 3, went to 4, got pissed off at 4, walked out of 5 halfway through. 5 was so bull crap. I went to go see Captain Underpants instead. Really walked out.
Ooh,
I'm gonna go see Captain Underpants.
wow. Watch 3. I like 3. 1
Yeah.
and 3 are my favorites.
Okay. I like the animated series based off of Prime. Prime was good.
Yeah, I didn't finish it, but I watched some of it. That's a good show. I like it.
Yeah. So what are your kind of final thoughts on the movie and like give it a rating? Masters of the Universe.
Um. Okay. So my final thoughts on the movie are: it's literally watching the cartoon on live action. That's how I felt. I mean, I literally felt like they just pulled all the characters right from the cartoon, slapped them in a movie, and like we're watching a elongated episode of He-Man, which I'm okay with.
Let me add a point to that. I think I would have been on board, except they're trying to make Skeletor seem serious, and then they're doing the cartoon Skeletor. So they gave him a serious voice. They should, if they're gonna do like comedy, go all the way with it. Go all the way. Do the silly voice from the cartoon. Next time, man. Just go all the way. They're teasing me. They give me a cock tease, and then they're pulling out. Like,
I won't lie. For a long time, I didn't think his voice was gonna work because I do like the cartoon voice, but it grew on me. So I was like, okay, this works. It'll be okay. But
right.
I do like the cartoon voice. I do kind of think that they should have made him a little bit more sniveling, like
Yeah,
He-Man.
right. Yeah,
You know?
I would have been on board for that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's the fact that it's advertised as a serious movie, and then you go see it, and it's not like that.
It's not. Yeah. Now I won't lie. I didn't expect it to be as funny as it was. I did expect it to be a lot more serious, but I'm okay with it being funny because it worked for me.
And the HR lady, his boss.
Oh, she was funny.
Nah, see, I couldn't stand it. That was like every woman that I've ever dated, and I was like, I've dated girls like that. And I'm like, yeah, man, I can't get behind this. Oh, she's just annoying me.
I thought she was funny, man, because I'm like, yeah, I work with people like you.
Right. See, so you know.
I'm like, I can relate to how he feels right now because I know that person.
Yeah, I've dated that person. It's not fun. Oh, it's not fun, man.
So for ratings, like, do I have to do it out of 5 stars, 10 stars? How does it work? What's your rating system?
However you feel.
Okay, so let's
I
say
I might just go full double toasted on here and just give you like one of their ratings, which is
so I feel like this. So at 5 stars, if 5 stars is like excellent and 1 star is like horrible, I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars.
okay. I'm gonna go with the double toasted rating. So their double toasted rates their movies. For people who don't know, who are new to this area, Double Toasted is Black movie review channel, right?
Okay.
And they rate their movies better than sex, matinee, you got to be drunk, that kind of thing, right?
Okay.
I would put this in the matinee category. Don't pay full price for it. Go pay the
Okay.
$5 move Tuesdays and go see it then, or go see it before 12. And I think, and you got to be prepared. It's a 3-hour movie. It's a 3-hour movie. I would not pay full price for it. This is not worth a full price ticket for me. This is something.
I get it.
This is something to take your kids to. This is something if you enjoyed the cartoon and you want to see it with live action, go ahead. For me, it's a bust. It's a bust. I wouldn't go see this again. I wouldn't go see this when it's on TV again. It's not something. It's no Fantastic Four. Let me just say that.
Oh my gosh!
It's
Look,
no Fan Four.
I appreciate you having me on your podcast, but we might have to do an episode and debate that because I am sorry. I think that movie is straight garbage.
I absolutely love that movie. That is like one of my favorite superhero movies of all time.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe it, man.
That's part of the reason why my buddy tells me, like, if you don't like the movie, I'm gonna go see it because that's my taste in movies, you know.
Ugh. And then you said it was better than Guardians.
Yeah, I did not like the first Guardians. I can't get on board with it.
Okay, bro. Hey, look,
you know what? It's the brand of comedy that they use too, because if you look at the worst movie I ever put for the worst movie of all time, there's a lot of people who like the movie. It's a Fist Fight with Ice Cube and Charlie Day.
I don't think I've seen. Is that the one where like Ice Cube wants to beat him up or something like that?
Yeah, because Charlie Day is meant to be the hero of the movie, right? You're meant to not like Ice Cube, right? But Charlie Day is one of those like modern day, like politically correct liberal, where he like thinks he's doing the right thing by snitching on Ice Cube, and then Ice Cube's made the bad guy for wanting to beat his ass, right? Where I come from, somebody snitching, you getting your ass beat.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So like the way they play up as him as the hero, I'm like, this is so. I don't know. I don't agree with anything about this movie at all. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a conservative, but I'm somewhere in the middle. But there's like, I don't know. I feel like there's some of these movies are trying too hard to lean on the modern day person, you know, instead of just going with the flow and being its own thing, you know.
Right.
And I think these things can work because it worked in the 80s. It worked in the 90s. Those things are still popular. You can have a thing without having to apologize to everybody. You know? You can have a good movie.
Well, I think that's what Scary Movie 6 is trying to do. I think it's trying to be like...
Have you seen Scary Movie 6?
I haven't watched it yet, but I want to watch it.
I think Scary Movie 6 has the same issue. They're appealing to too many people and not to the person that's going to go see the movie.
I want to see it just because, like, I only like 1 and 2. I didn't watch like any of the other ones, and I didn't think they were really that funny to me.
Go in there with low expectations and realize it's a bunch of SNL skits sewn together as a movie.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's the best way to watch. My brother didn't like it because he was expecting it to be so funny, and it'll make you laugh. It'll make you laugh, but it's not like something you take seriously.
I understand.
Don't go there if you're thinking you're going to watch a movie. Go on there for the small skits. It'll do good on TikTok when people are re-releasing the clips. It's not like a movie, you know.
Because I love 1 and 2, man. 1 and 2 are hilarious to me.
I would say this is more like 3.
Okay.
This is more like 3.
Okay.
Not as bad as 5. Not as good as 1. Somewhere in the middle.
Well, that sounds like good enough, or maybe I can watch it and see,
You're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. Because
Okay.
my brother absolutely thinks it's one of the worst movies he's ever saw.
Okay.
I don't think it's as bad as 5. I think 5 was awful. 5 is unwatchable. I would put that in that category. Unwatchable. Wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
I like the first 4, but I was like around like 11 when I think 3 came out. So I was like that right age, you know. I have a lot of nostalgia for those movies. And there's cameos towards the end that references those movies that you'll love. Without spoilers. So
Well, maybe I have to go back and maybe I need to watch 3 because I didn't really watch 3. I think I watched clips from it. I never watched anything past 2 because they started to look a little like, this doesn't look as funny as the other ones did. But I love 1 and 2, man. They're absolutely
I like
hilarious.
1 a lot. I think 2 has some funny points, but see, I go back to back with this one too. I have a nephew who's a couple years younger than me. He thinks 2 is one of the best like comedies the Wayans brothers have ever done. I like 1 better. I like Scary Movie 1 a lot better.
I like both of them. I think both are funny.
I think 2 is probably I think it's one of the worst scary movies.
I don't know, man. Chris Elliott in the hand, that thing still cracks me up, bro.
Yeah, I love. See,
It's
there's
so
like
funny.
there's like things I like about the movie, but I think like overall, like it's very forgettable. It's too short for me. There's not a lot going on that keeps my attention. You know, I don't know. And every once in a while, I'll catch myself chuckling, but it's like only on a couple things, not like throughout the whole movie.
I got you.
But hey, thanks for coming on. Do you do YouTube? Do you want to shout out anything before we go?
Sure, yeah. So I do have a podcast that I do, but it's primarily just martial arts based. It's called Martial Mentality.
Okay.
You can find us on the Northern Shaolin School of Kung Fu's YouTube page, so you can look us up. If you like martial arts, we talk about a lot of different topics, and sometimes we have reference some nerd culture. Like we just did a review on Mortal Kombat 2. We
Another
did
movie I thought was trash.
Oh no, I love Mortal Kombat 2. I thought it was good.
As a kung fu guy, you like Mortal Kombat 2.
Okay, listen. The martial arts in it are not like what I wanted it to be. However, as a video game movie, it works, in my opinion.
We might have to do another a review on that. That was one I walked out. I go, man, I could get some guys from my dojo right now, and we can do better access to this movie.
Listen, look. The martial arts is. I'm not gonna say the martial arts is the best in there. I'm not gonna say that. However, as a video game movie, I'm like, okay, this reminds me of the video game. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna have to debate that. We need to debate that then.
That'll be next week.
Yeah, we might need to debate that. But otherwise than that, yeah, so that's our podcast. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. Love to have you.
I will hopefully by the end of tonight, I'll get your social media on there so people can follow your podcast and we'll work that out. Hey, thank you for coming on. Stay in the back after I'm closing out and we will talk a little bit before I let you go. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for watching. And until next time, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully, Mortal Kombat. Peace out. All right, man.